Hi there, I'm Bill Powers. I'm an attorney that helps people with criminal matters in North Carolina. We focus our practice on criminal defense, traffic, DWI, DUI. We help people from very minor, stop sign ticket, speeding ticket, all the way up to murder charges. That's what criminal lawyers do. And I've got a question here. We see these online on different message boards, and I'm going to paraphrase it. It's meant to give general information. If you have specific questions, if you want to know what to do in your specific case or a case of someone you care about, a family member, a loved one, call a lawyer. Free consultation, confidential consultation. Unfortunately, message boards are not very good at being extraordinarily precise. You have to give general answers because there's so many different options available. But this is a good question. This is, and again, it's general in nature. Can I ask for a continuation? I couldn't find a lawyer to represent me for, seems like a misdemeanor case. And now I have to show up by myself. What can I do? All right, a continuation, a continuance, it depends. Some jurisdictions are easier, frankly, to work with than others. There are some jurisdictions that are not as generous with the continuance than others, and maybe they're smaller, maybe they're larger. I think, and generally speaking, the court systems want to get through cases as quickly as possible. They don't want things languishing either for the state's witnesses, the victims in the cases, nor do they want it languishing from a defense side where, as a defense lawyer, we're worried about it, the anxiety, the pressure, the worry of what it means to have a criminal matter looming over you pending. I know sometimes people think defense lawyers want to stall or put cases off, and I'd say I'm sure there are instances of that, just like maybe sometimes that's true on the other side. But generally speaking, we would rather, especially if a matter's going to trial, we know a matter's going to trial, we want to get it to trial. We prepare the matter. Once we've had ample opportunity to prepare the matter, to issue our subpoenas, to get our witnesses together, we want to move forward. We don't want it languishing either. There are times we need witnesses there and we don't want them to disappear. But can you get a continuance because you're unable to find a lawyer? Sometimes yes, if it's pretty early on in the process. Here in Charlotte, we have an administrative court for most matters. If it were a DWI case, normally you would expect it to be in courtroom 1150. 1130. There are exceptions. I just used the courtroom. If it was in courtroom 1150 and it was a DWI tied with some other felony, the matter may or may not be necessarily put off for disposition, but may be put off for a probable cause hearing or indictment by the grand jury. If it's a basic misdemeanor type of case and it's the first time on, and you can't afford a lawyer, maybe that's the opportunity, the first chance you've had really to fill out an affidavit of indigency saying that you don't have the financial resources to retain legal counsel, that you otherwise qualify for the appointment of counsel, and that the offense is such that the judge is authorized and allowed to appoint you a legal counsel. For the record, you just don't automatically get a lawyer in every case for every type of offense. If you have, a stop sign violation and you're not really having any realistic chance going to jail, you're probably not going to get appointed a lawyer. But if you're having trouble securing a lawyer, or you haven't had time, haven't been able to get the money together, and you go to court, you may be able to ask for additional time. If you wait to the last minute and month after month after month has gone by and you've been to court numerous different times, numerous meaning 2, 3, 4 different times, and keep asking for more dates, there may be a point where the DA and a judge say, no, not agreeing to any more dates. For the record, I actually have a blog post on this. We have a lot of material online, so I encourage you to look at our blog. If you want to Google it, put in Bill Powers, how is court scheduled in North Carolina? I think a lot of people assume that the court system is the same as the rest of the world, that the court system's there. It seems like some people think it's for their convenience and they don't understand why they just won't move a court date because you've got a business meeting. That's not how court works. Court is not always fair. Court is sometimes hard. Sometimes court is saying no, and sometimes court is punishing people. All right, let's just be realistic here. It's not necessarily there to be helpful to you or for your convenience. That is not to say there's any nefarious purpose or mean-spirited people or anything like that. In our society, in more than 2 decades of practicing law, I've seen a real transition where people aren't willing to really, I guess, accept the fact that they aren't in control necessarily always of their own destiny, and that the very harsh, cold realities of criminal court can be very harsh, real, and cold. It helps to have a lawyer. It helps to have someone standing next to you explaining how the system works, why the system works. And I tell people, I'm telling you how the system works, not necessarily how I think it should work. But either way, most lawyers, especially in criminal defense, will offer a free confidential consultation. In this particular inquiry, one would suspect it may be a financial issue or something else going on. Even if we can't help you, most lawyers will tell you how to ask for an appointment of counsel, what materials you may or may not need to fill out, and whether or not we think you'd be approved for appointed counsel, depending on the type of charge. Good inquiry. A common inquiry. I think, despite people saying the economy is doing good, it can be an expensive process going to court. Not necessarily just with a lawyer, but heck, our court costs and fines in North Carolina are through the roof. Not defending it, don't like it. It's just a reality. A speeding ticket in North Carolina can cost you a couple $100, just in fines and costs. But we're here to help. 342-HELP, 704-342-HELP, and look forward to speaking to you.